Okay, thank you very much. So we're going to question 6 now, and Helen, I'm coming to you for this. The question says, "I love her, but I am scared. We have issues that I may not that we have issues that may not look big, but I am scared they are pointers. What should I do?"
The fact that you are scared is a very important pointer. These things you are worried about, these things you are anxious about, are they deal breakers for you? That's my first question. Are there areas that you cannot compromise in, or you're not willing to compromise in? Now, my second question would be, is there a consistency? For something to be a pointer means this person is not planning to change, this person is not planning to change directions or their ways or their thoughts. I would say to you right now, if this is the person's best foot forward, if this is the best the person has to offer and there will be no changing, can you live with it without complaining? Can you live with it and be happy? If not, you need to hold a conversation. And it is possible that the person is oblivious. The person is unaware of what is going on. The person is unaware, for example, she's always raising her voice and you're averse to that. She's always arguing and shutting you down and walking out of the room, and you're averse to, and every time you've tried to explain, it seems like that's her go-to reaction. All these people have, because of their experiences, they respond a certain way. It can be what they've experienced, it could be what they have seen modeled in their own family life, and that's the only way they know how to react. Please hold a conversation. These things are worrying. Do you realize you do this, and doing this has this and this and this effect on me? Where the person is oblivious or take me as I am, I would advise cut your losses. You cannot afford to be unhappy. You cannot afford to continue, because I will tell you, best case scenario, it remains the same. Worst case scenario, which is most likely going to happen, it will worsen, because what's the phrase? See finish has entered. The person is getting older. Changing habits is harder. Is it something that you can live with now and forever, holding your peace without complaining about it? No. If it's a no, then please hold a conversation, understand why the person reacts that way, and let the person also understand why this is important to you. And where there's no giving, then please protect yourself and amicably say your goodbye.
Okay, thank you very, very much. Adenrele, I'm going to come to you for this because you are the pastor in our midst. So this question comes to you.
I'm
This
not
is
the
your
only
constituency.
pastor.
Is it okay for an unmarried but serious couple to live together before their wedding? They are workers in the church, but the lady has had a couple of abortions. What do you say?
In fact, when I saw this question, my first reaction is, what's your own? Because it didn't sound like this person was trying to confirm for herself or himself.
So this is like
Except
a
if
church member that is trying to report your church member to you
actually,
in a question.
mind your own business. That's what the Bible says. That's my first answer.
Okay,
To
go
the
ahead.
person reporting, mind your business. So to the
Yes.
people in the relationship,
There's no, we know it's not right. And maybe that's why the person is asking the question. Is whether you're a serious
So
worker.
that you can talk about it so that they can hear and repent.
Yeah, we have always talked about it. People don't have to hear to repent. Okay, so seriously speaking, now my orgas, that's Dr. Les and Leslie Parrott, they have a write up and they have a book, because what they've come to realize is a high percentage of engaged couples, although this is more in the US, but it's all over the world right now. A high percentage of engaged couples at one point in time actually cohabit. It can be for convenience reasons. It can be for logistics reasons. And when I say cohabit, at times it's 1 month, 2 months. So at times, there's a long distance relationship. So when I go and visit you, where else will I sleep? Will I now start paying for hotel? Why are you paying rent there? And I'll pay rent here. Meanwhile, our wedding is in 2 months' time, for whatever reason. And they've done their research, empirical research now. Believers, unbelievers, everything. I think like a couple of like 400 and something couples, and because they always, they're psychologists, and what they realized was, for every couple that cohabits, so let's even leave the Bible aside first, let's look at empirical evidence. It actually raises the tendency for them to get divorced and have a difficult marriage by 80%. That's the probability. Because you are
That's serious.
Sir?
I said that's
That's a very
serious.
serious rate.
Oh, I thought Pasha asked that. Are you serious? So
When I'm saying that's serious.
Yeah, so every time, if you want to train as a facilitator, as a counselor with them, and everything, and then they give you that material, they give you free of charge. They don't even sell it. For you to be able to read about it, the effects and what they've been able to sell. So what is happening? This is what is happening. You are getting the perks and the experience of commitment without making the commitment first. So this is what will happen. There are no boundaries. So there's already a level of disrespect. And once you have sown that seed, there's no taking it back. So when you eventually share your vows and make the commitment, you need to double up your work. In fact, times 100 your work. Now, the thing is, because it seems a lot of people are getting away with it, are we really getting away with it? So when God lays certain principles and we start looking for fast ways, I'm sharp, of breaking the rules, of cutting corners, you're doing yourself a disjustice. That is the truth. It just helps to set the boundaries. It's not live by the rules, so to say. Just do things properly, because at the end of the day, just like the same way, so we're talking now about trust. And one thing would always say is, Christ is our rock. Christ is our foundation. The person we live for is God. I love to please God. I will give my all to please Him. Now, when I begin to cut corners, or when I sin, or when I break His heart, I live with guilt. I struggle. It will love me, it would forgive me, but there are consequences. That is me by myself. When I now stand with somebody to defraud God, wow.
Yeah, go ahead. We can hear you.
Yeah, my screen is acting.
We can hear you. Go ahead.
But you can see
Go
and
ahead.
hear me. Yes. So when I come together with somebody to defraud God, that is already building guilt in the foundation of my marriage. That's number one. Number two, whoever you come together with to defraud God, to break God's heart, to break rules, it's only a matter of time. There would always be, number one, that fear that this person can do the same thing to me, number one. Number two, there is always the tendency for, when God is supposed to be in the check or fighting for you or taking care of things, where that person would defraud God to be able to work against you. So at the end of the day, this guideline is that I don't want to call it a rule. It's there for you. It's not there to catch you. It's not there to make you uncomfortable. It's not there to stop you from being fly. If God says don't, it's for your good. It's because He loves you. It's because it's going to work for the best for you. So it's a no-no. It's a no-no. Sex before marriage, I say it again and again and again. No matter how woke we want to be, no matter how we explain it away, if the Bible says no, it is no. And if the Bible says no, you are able to do all things according to He that strengthens you. It is when you already tell yourself, it's impossible, then it's impossible. And then now we're already talking about abortion, talking about, and whatever. So I know that I've overflogged the issue,
Okay.
but I hope I've been able to.
No, 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 no. So it leads us because of time. Because of time, we're going to take one more questions out of the 10 questions that we have here. So I'm going to jump over question number 8 and go to question number 9. Then after that, I'm going to take. We have one question that came in anonymously. We're going to take that question and round up for tonight. For those on MixLR and those on Facebook, we've not had as much of your own comments. Okay, tonight, please. Next week, same time, 7 p.m. We're going to have another session. We actually have 29 questions already. We've taken just about 7 of them. So next week, Wednesday, we're going to have another session like this, but we want it to be more interactive. We want to read your answers to these questions. But before we round up tonight, let's take 2 more. Question number 9. I was going to say this is for Pastor D because like the pastor in the house, but then we have Pastor Helen here too. So you will deal with this for us. Question number 9 says, we are taught not to have sex before marriage. How then do I know if the man is able to satisfy me when we finally get married?
It is a very valid question and a very, very valid thought, because there's a lot of premarital sex going on. And aside of that, there's a lot of marital sex going on. There is a lot of conversation about sex, what it is, what it's supposed to be, and there is a lot of expectation that builds up. Now, like Pastor D has said, premarital sex comes with a lot of negative baggage. So our advice to you, don't bother. It's a no. There's a lot of negativity that you have to deal with and rise above and work with when you do that. However, when you get married and you finally get to have sex, you finally get to enjoy, will you be satisfied? And my answer to you is yes, you will be. Now, 2 things I'm going to say to you. The challenge with having premarital sex is, especially when you have different options. Unfortunately for you, you have different expectations, you have different experiences. How do you miss something you have not tasted? Now, if someone has done a particular, you've had sex in a particular way, enjoyed it in a specific way, and your husband does not enjoy doing that, you would only see the difference, which becomes an issue for you. The beauty in marriage is that you have time to explore each other. You have time to learn about your bodies, what you like, what you don't like, how he likes it, how you prefer it. You explore his body, he explores yours, and you yourself, each other, you understand how your body works. Now, if you are in a trust and loving relationship, she will be comfortable, he will be comfortable to tell her and to tell him, this is what I want you to do. This is how I want you to touch me. And when you listen and grow together, satisfaction will be the least of your issues. You will have it spot on at every point in time. If you say you want to test it, you want to go this and you want to go that, and you have different expectations, you read books, you watch pornography, and you bring negative or preformed experiences into your marriage, you will be dealing with unlearning those things. You have to hang upside down before you have an orgasm. For example, you watch a pornographic video and she has an orgasm, she has multiple orgasms. But with female anatomy, not all women orgasm the same way. Some are like locomotive engine. They take forever to get there. Some hit and run, they are there and it's multiple. So you cannot have an experience, watch a pornographic video, read a material about this is what happened and this is the ideal expression of satisfaction, and then you are expecting your partner or your wife to scream down the whole place or to wear fancy stuff. You can have her express herself. You can have her put on a show for you. You can have him do the same. Have a conversation, get to know each other, get to experience each other, and it would blossom. He would surprise you with new tricks. She will surprise you with, because she has listened, he likes this. The next time she will try it, she will fumble, it will make a mess. You will explain, you get better, and when you hit it, that journey leads to ultimate satisfaction. You can't have that. It is impossible outside marriage because it takes time to truly make love. A lot of time. That's the
Thank
end of
you
my TED.
very, very much. I don't think it is a massive TED talk. I don't even think anybody should say anything after that.
I dare
That
not
is
say.
a master class. We're going to edit that answer. We're going to edit that response and put it on social media so that
Allow me
people
warn my
can learn.
husband
Okay,
first.
I would just sprinkle. I would only sprinkle a little bit of my thoughts on that before we take the last question for the day. And it is the fact that sexual ability is not a talent. It is a skill that everybody can learn.
Yeah.
So how you
Exactly.
will know who will satisfy you sexually when you get married is the person's willingness to learn and the person's willingness, to grow. Anybody that is willing to learn, that is willing to grow, as it is in
Yeah.
other areas of life, is the same way it's going to be sexually. And I've pinned one comment
Exactly.
here that I think is golden. Okay, I wonder
Yeah.
how many people you want to
I saw
test.
that.
Okay, so let's round up.
Exactly.
Let's round up with this question. Okay. I think it's interesting for all of us here, and it's a departure from all that we've been talking about before now. So let's take this question. It came in anonymously. How do you balance leadership and friendship? Can you lead someone and still be their friend?
Hey.
It's a good question to ask here.
It's a
And
solid
I'm sure we're going to get
question.
four different perspectives. Let me start by asking you. We work together, okay, and we've worked together now, the four of us, actively now for upwards of 2 years, okay, more than 2 years, okay, actively, week in, week out. Are we friends? Let's start from there.
Right, cat and mouses.
It's an exciting relationship.
No. Are we
Right, cat and
friends?
mouses.
Elsie's
The month hasn't ended.
Elsie is keeping quiet.
Ah,
The month
you
is
want
yet
to
to
collect
end.
salary.
Elsie's
Salaries
You
at
want
stake.
to collect- you want to collect salary.
Salary is at stake, sir.
Okay, let's take a stab at
okay,
the
but
question.
on a more serious note,
Who is
Yeah.
your friend?
yeah, go ahead. Are we free? No, let's start from
Elsie,
the first question you are going to answer
It's only you
is
that
you
used to
say,
start to answer
are
this
we
kind of
friends?
question. No, we are not friends, sir.
Well, I think that you need to sit down and have a conversation with the person. So yes, you need to sit down and have a
So
conversation.
you sit and have
draw the
conversation with
line.
Pastor Shegun.
No, so how do I put this now? Both parties need to come to an understanding that when there's work to be done, work needs to be done. And expectations need to be properly spelled out. That's what I think. I can't come in for a meeting with Pastor Shego and expect that I won't even say I'm Pastor Shego's friend. So so I won't expect that deadline has been set for me and I want to use my relationship with Pastor Shegun to cover that up. It doesn't. So you can't meddle the two. There needs to be a separation. You cannot. There'll be times when this person needs to step into leadership and lead you. Are you comfortable with it? So lines need to be drawn. There's no hard and fast rule to it. You cannot. One person needs to grow up, and one person needs to be comfortable with having that difficult conversation and demanding from what is expected from the relationship. So I don't think you should meddle friendship when it comes to work. It's not going to work.
So can you balance leadership and friendship? Yes or no?
I think it's it depends on the person.
Let me jump in.
It depends on the person. It depends on the person, because I can't come in for a management meeting and expect that my relationship with Pastor Helen or my friendship with Pastor Helen is going to stop her from demanding what she's supposed to demand from me.
So what
when
is
it's time to
leadership? Maybe
So
that's a question we should
let me
ask.
let me say yes. Let me say this. How do you balance? Can it be balanced? Can you lead and be friends? I would say yes, and this is the reason why I would say yes. As a husband, you are a leader. As a friend, you can
Yeah.
lead. As a mother, you can lead.
Yes.
As an employer, you can lead. As an employee, you can lead. Leadership is not specifically for boss and employee relationship. So yes, you can have leadership in any relationship. So if leadership is possible in all aspects, then yes, you can lead and be a friend. For example, Elsie and I are friends because we share certain information with each other. But at different times in our relationship, each of us switches the role of leadership. I can lead her in certain regards where I have experience. She leads me in certain regards where she has experience. But with friendship, I would say to you, boundaries. No man is an island. Relationship, friendships are important, but you need to set boundaries for every relationship. My boundary with Elsie is entirely different from my boundary with my friend from childhood. Is entirely different from the boundaries I have with facilitators. When there are some relationships with your accelerators, relationships with people, with your mentors, with your coaches, your line, you especially should define. You cannot, and I believe that's what Elsie was trying to say. There are some things you need, there's some levels of relationship, for example, between myself and my pastor. We are not friends. His word, I have accepted his word over my life. I have accepted his authority over my life. So I will not argue. I have a
So I'm not
pastor.
your
I
friend.
have accepted. No, sir, because for
Wait,
me,
wait, 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 wait first. Wait first.
Yes, you
So
are
you
not our
sent
friend.
me wait, you sent me a WhatsApp message today
yes,
and you asked
Send
me to and you asked me
your pastor
you asked me to
message.
do something for you
yes,
that has nothing to do with my job description as your
yes,
boss, as your pastor. So
because we
what's
share a mutually beneficial relationship. And what you would say now, I've asked others that same question, but I will take your response entirely different from others I have shared it with, because I have a certain regard. Now, I also have a pastor who I have decided that I would not, for me, friendship means a depth I will go to. And you know how they say the closer you are to someone, they will step on your toes. To avoid any kind of disrespect because of the authority she has over me, because of the light in which I see her, I will not dare say some things. Now, I have two pastors. But because of their different temperaments and my kind of temperament and the relationship we have, there's some challenges I will speak to him about. I will not bother sharing with her. There are some challenges when I share with her, I know there's no point sharing with him, because in different relationships, there are different strengths.
Yeah.
Can you lead and be friends? Absolutely. Should you be
Yes.
best friends with your boss and your authorities over your life? I would not advise it, because the line becomes blurred when it comes to giving an authority. I said do this, because it happens in marriage. I'm like, we've been married for a couple of years. Are you suddenly trying to feel? And then you have to readjust yourself. So for
This
mentorship, for
afternoon there was
pastoral,
still, sorry, Scott Shaw, this afternoon there was still something I was trying to clarify. I think the definition will come from the lower person, so to
yes,
say, as in the submissive. If I can put it that way, because this afternoon, Patience came up to work on my system because of this streaming and everything. As far as I was concerned, it's official. But maybe for him, the reason why he won't do it for Ellen, maybe he would do it for Ellen. Yeah, he would do it for Elsie anyway. Sha, there was no official matter. That is not that I did not bring
I
up
just know who my
before.
friends are now. That's no problem.
oh my goodness.
So let me clarify. As I clarify, I said, I have told you, don't bring up official matters domestically. You see, at that point, I said, Father Lord, whatever I was thinking or smoking when I decided to work with my pastor, my father, my friend, my lover, my everything, because honestly, for me, at that, I just kept saying, so please, let me get downstairs.
Muddy
When I
water.
get downstairs, I will check, I will give you the reports. He pay me,
Muddy
but
waters.
I swallow it. And I'm sure you guys have experienced that several times, as in like, So he
Yes.
got down, finished the stream, everything and everything. Said, okay, so that will be all. Anyway, yeah, that's true. I was supposed to check. So let me get back. Okay, I think it's fine. Can we? So there's a way I'm still nursing my wound. I'm trying to balance the emotion and everything. When you answer me, I say, okay, thank you, sir. Okay, this is the way forward, though. Okay, oh, I will deliver your message, oh. We come and
Pressure
finish.
Tiwa.
Please, what's domestic? What's personal? What's official? I think the leader will define, and the submissive will follow.
I mean, the dynamics of relationship differs. Dynamics differ. Pastor Shagun, you are asking if we're friends. Yes, we are friends. But there are some ways I will offload on a
No, it's
particular
okay. It's
person.
okay. We have
I
been able
don't.
to define. We have
Wait, sir, wait.
defined our
Don't
relationship
leave me yet.
tonight.
Don't leave me yet. Don't leave me
We
yet.
have defined.
Wait, sir.
We have defined our relationship tonight. We have washed our linen in public. We are not friends.
Let's hear
So
your
everybody
side
now
of the
knows
conversation.
we are no.
But
This is my
definitely
side of the
has to
story.
be. There
We are
definitely
not
has to
friends.
be. We are lovers.
Okay. So let
Ah,
me say
yes, we
this.
are.
For those who have been following me every week, you know that I finish this session 30 minutes, 35 minutes. I have never done 1 hour before. But now that I've brought my staff here, they are not my friends. We have exceeded time, so I'm going to round up. But let me say this. Can you lead? Okay, let's go back to the question and then round up from there. Okay. How do you balance leadership and friendship? Can you lead someone and still be their friend? I think it's if actually not. See, now I'm going to pull off some deep stuff on you guys tonight. It's actually not possible to lead people without being their friend. If we can go back to the 5 levels of leadership, the lowest level is positional leadership. You don't want to stay there. You want to move on quickly. The second level is what?
Permission.
Permission to
Permission.
lead, not permission
And
to be my friend.
Wait, no. And what's the key to permission? A leader touches a heart before he
Before they
asks
ask
for a hand.
for the hand.
Okay, if people don't like you, they will not follow you. The challenge we have is we are mistaking the word friendship and intimacy, or friendship and closed friend. If you replace the word friend with the word acquaintance, okay, it will be easier for us to deal with. You cannot lead people that you are not friendly with, but you need to prioritize, and there has to be boundaries. So this is the way I say it. I play with the people I work with, okay, but the play begins after the work ends. And if we're in the middle of play and I find out that you have dropped the ball as far as the work is concerned, I will kill you first, then I will resurrect you, and then when you recover, we will continue playing. Okay, so it's possible, but there has to be balance, and like Helen said, there has to be boundaries. Okay, there has to be boundaries. Maybe this is what all of us have at the back of our minds. You must have a group of people with whom you are friends, full stop, for the sake of your sanity. There must be a group of people that you don't work with, you are just friends with. But if you are not friendly, you will have nobody to lead. Let's wrap it up there tonight. Thank you very much, Helen. Thank you very much, Elsie. Thank you very much, Adenrele, for being a part of this. We've always wanted to do this for a very, very long time. For Hill City people, this is 60% of our management meeting every week. They crack jokes, they laugh, and then when time is up, they now say, so we are now trying to do the work and all of that. And they are not my friends. But I'm grateful. I have friends here on Facebook. I have friends on MixLR who have been a part of this program. Thank you very, very much. Same time next week, Wednesday. Maybe I should just change these people and bring another set of friends next
It's
Wednesday.
okay.
I want to be talking with friends now.
Another next set of friends, you mean? Or
So by
No, I mean
implication,
real
this is
people,
a
real
set of
friends,
friends.
real friends,
And by implication,
real
we are
friends.
friends.
We are not friends anymore. In short, I don't. Let's wrap it up. For every other person, I'll see you next week Wednesday. For the three of you, there's no guarantee, okay? Except the one who is giving me dinner. I'll see you next week Wednesday.
I'm your
I don't even know what we're going to
Don't
do with this
worry.
material. This is not editable. We'll find a way to work it out somehow. If you don't see this on YouTube, you understand it's because of these
What's
enemies that I've
wrong?
gathered here.
Okay,
Nice.
Pastor, we are your
I'm
friends.
just joking.
We'll buy pop for you.
So good night, everybody. Thank you for
Good
being a
night,
part of
everyone.
this. We will see
Good night,
you
everyone.
next week, Wednesday. Send in your questions if you want to ask us questions. Okay, we still have a lot of questions to deal with next week, Wednesday. And maybe we may even bring 1 or 2 persons to join us, okay, to make it more robust. But thank you very much for tonight. We'll see you next week, Wednesday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. But just before you go, let me quickly make this announcement. It's important I make this announcement. On the 4th of June, I'm doing a teaching, okay, on the first law of victory. And what's the first law of victory? It is winning inside. Whatever does not exist within you, even if you have it in your life, you will not be able to sustain it. Okay, so if you are dealing with low self-esteem, if you are dealing with insecurity, if you are dealing with fear of the future, fear of the unknown, if you are timid, okay, I used to be that person, and I have principles to share with you that will shift you to another level. So join me on the 4th of June at Ikeja, the Ikeja Church. Okay, it's going to be 2 sessions. They are not repetitive, 1 session before the other. We're going to start in the first service and continue in the second service, 8 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. on the 4th of June. Don't miss Winning Inside for anything. All right, so we'll see you next week, Wednesday. Thank you for being a part of this. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.